Eblis.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, the whole band. Welcome. That was very interesting to see. There's so many things happening in your music. I want to talk about that in a minute. First, when I read about the Meridian Brothers, in a lot of reviews, especially the reviews about this album, words are being used like crazy, alternative, it's a psychedelic trip, extravagant, weird. Where does the craziness come from?
I think it's mostly the concept like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Like most of the crazy things, you know, labeled in the world are like out of some kind of system, which actually functions as a base for something to work out. What is happening here is like in South America we have a lot of information coming with not an order.
What do you mean?
Well, we get all kinds of our own influences, our own mixes, but also we are ruled by some kind of Western world that works very well in the source, but in our context is kind of tricky, is kind of disorganized in a way.
But you mean music?
Yeah, musically and every aspect or a lot of aspects.
Okay.
So we have this kind of crazy societies because, you know, it's out of the ordinary of the pattern that the Western culture has established. So I think it's not crazy. We just work like that.
Yes, I understand. I want to know more about that society and that world. What can we find there, and in particular, the progressive music scene?
Well, I can divide the different parts. The main parts are the urban parts. I mean, like big cities, which has a life, cultural life, in the way of the citizen way of view. And there is the rural, which is much more traditional and much more into the roots.
Yeah.
We come from Bogota, a big city, and we are, as I said before, we are like we are exposed to a lot of influences, both external and internal. So the progressive scene is kind of that. I mean, like doing the traditional, mixing it with some part of the civilization, if I may call that.
Yeah.
And this is how it works in the part of the modern or citizen music.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is what you are making is a reflection of the city that you're from.
Yeah, of course. This is exactly like something that we reflect from the city, and of course our own thoughts and our own story. Because I mean, we are friends from long time.
Long time.
We belong to a whole bunch of collectives and groups doing, you know, like record labels, festivals, involving in all kinds of music activities. So this is where we belong.
Yeah. When you think about your first Meridian Brothers album and then the album Donde Está Maria that you have now, what would be the main difference between composing for the first and composing now?
The thing about the Meridian Brothers is that like it's not attachment to any particular format. I think it's an idea. It's a way of seeing music and sound. So each album, I project any kind of idea about sound, style, or so just want to tell something particular. And then we get the band to play that. It's always a challenge to get playing. I mean...
Yeah, because you have to translate what you made in the studio.
And everyone has to learn something else all the time. So it's kind of a challenge live.
Yeah.
And the difference is I don't think it's any difference.
No?
The very first album of the Meridian Brothers were just like that, like an idea of sound
and experimenting
whatever I would like to do in the studio, and then get it live. This is always the challenge with the live band.
All right. So my final question: you're gonna do another song. When you perform your music, what is the message?
I don't really think it's a clear message because the message have many layers. And
freedom, maybe. When I saw you guys, I said, "Oh, everyone is doing like."
It's actually the opposite. We are not free because we are kind of a little animal. Like everyone has a part, everyone has a little dot in the animal. So it's pretty much not freedom here.
So it's not freedom at all, but it looks to me like you are free, but you are an animal.
Yeah, an animal of control.
Control. We're gonna see that in the next song, maybe. What's the name of the song?
Estaré alegre, no estaré triste.
Okay, we're gonna watch and see the animal perform. Thank you, Eblis.
Thank you.